Welcome back to Feel Better with Lauren. I'm Lauren. Thanks for joining me. If you're feeling it, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Why do I want you to subscribe? Because I think adding energy into something, even something as simple as this channel and hitting subscribe, creates more energy. And the more energy you put into something, sometimes the more energy you get out. And that's what's going on in today's video. We're going to do the same sort of moves and stuff that we always do. We're going to be moving with our breath. We're going to be holding with our breath. But we're going to put a little bit more energy into everything that we do. Now, hopefully what that will do is it'll generate some heat and it'll generate some momentum and it'll generate some energy within ourselves, and that energy will help us feel better. Maybe you're feeling a little bit like you're lacking some energy, and today we're going to build up that energy, build up some momentum, and we're going to draw upon our reserves to amplify the energy that we have. We're going to start on the mat. Let's just get rid of all that stale air that we always do. I'm always doing this because even just clearing out our lungs of that stale air tends to start invigorating us. So big breath in through our nose and push all that air out through our mouth 3 times. Now, let's just lie down, get ourselves prepared. We'll still stretch a little bit here. Try putting your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly, or the other way around, whatever is comfortable. Put your knees together, let them rest there, and just sort of feel where your breath is at. Feel what's touching the ground. Feel where your energy level is at, and start feeling where some of those reserves might be. So just breathing in and out through our nose for a little bit, nice and slow, setting the pace for what we're going to do to move today. So in about 3 seconds and out about 3 seconds. And all the way out through our nose. Now hug your knees into your chest, kind of tight. Let's just move around with our breath here. And we'll put our knees together and put them off to the left for just an easy supine twist. Let your right shoulder fall open. Last breath in. And bring your knees back up. A little bit more forceful breathing than usual. A little bit more breathing with focus and intention. Let's just keep our body moving a little bit. Now let's put our knees off to the right and let our left arm fall open. Sort of think of yourself sort of injecting energy with your breath. Wherever you feel that stretching happen, think of it like a laser coming at your nose. It's focusing on that. For me, it's my middle back right now. Last breath in. And bring your knees up to the center again. Just sort of back and forth. rolling around, massaging our back. Now inhale, grab the outside of our feet for happy baby. Let's just still keep a little bit of movement happening here. Gently pulling down on your legs so that your knees go to your armpits. Maybe you want to grab behind your thighs. Maybe you want to grab your shins, or maybe you want to grab the outside of your feet and just rock back and forth. Moving with our breath. Let's maybe put our legs straight. One leg up, other leg up. Just a little bit of gentle movement. Right, now with our legs in this position, we're going to go to staff pose on our back, just sitting straight. Get everything engaged on our core here. Just feel things get activated. Feel focusing like a laser again on your core now. So not stressed, but focused. Now let's grab underneath our thighs and let's start rocking again with our breath. Last one, we end up in boat pose, nice and engaged everywhere. Again, focusing with our breath. Our shoulders away from our ears. Everything's engaged. If you want to set your feet down, you can, but otherwise you're keeping your feet nice and flexed as well. Put our fingers together in front and then inhaling and exhaling as we move from side to side. Last one. Again, up to boat. And let's cross our feet over. And go back and we'll warm up our feet. So we're on our toes at the back here with our wrists sort of closer to our knees. And let's just move around a little bit here with our breath. Again, focus breathing. Go in circles the other way. Let's put our hands facing our knees now. And again, focus breathing back and forth. Feel that stretch in the back of your feet. Focus your breath on the back of your feet. Focus your breath on our forearms, side to side. Just gentle. Nothing should hurt here, but sort of focused with intention, yeah? And back up onto our toes. Feel a good stretch, still focusing there, even as we shake out our hands. Now, into tabletop. So our wrists underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips, and we're going to do barrel rolling, the cat-cows today. So drop our belly on the inhale, and the exhale, we go all the way to the side. Inhale as we go down. Exhale as we go up. Let's move the other way. Inhale, exhale, inhale down, exhale up. Let's just stop here. Now inhale, your right arm goes right to the sky, as high up as you can. Focus in on your chest where you're stretching. And then a big inhale, and exhale, spread your hands through, and stretch out your shoulder this time. Last breath in, and then inhale. Your arm goes all the way to the top again. Your arm goes forward, back to tabletop, and then inhale. Your left arm goes all the way up. Focus your breath on your chest now. And inhale, and exhale. Thread your hands through again. Now with this inhale, your arm goes back up to the top again, and then forward to the front of the mat, and then down. Now, back into child's pose. Again, we're focusing. So back onto our hips, onto our heels, and stretching it and focusing. Wherever you can feel that stretch is where you're focusing that breath. So whilst this is a very relaxing pose, we're going to keep it just a little active. Now put your knees together, still into child's pose, but now sitting back onto your heels with your knees together, and let your head fall forward with your arms beside your body. And from here, we're going to go to rabbit, which is essentially going to push up out of our hips away. And you should be feeling that stretch at the top of your back. Last breath in. Let's go forward now into cobra, or baby cobra, I guess this is. Just keeping everything active here. And then to half frog, which is your right arm at a 45-degree angle, your left arm at a 45-degree angle, and your back quad goes back to your right. I think you gotta look at this. I can't do my left and right. Last breath in, pushing it out of your shoulder, and relax everything slowly down. Your left arm goes out, your right leg stays folded. And we just switch over to the side here a little bit. A little higher twist this time on the supine type of thing. Last breath in. Back to the center. Just shake it for 2 seconds. Just move your hips back and forth for 2 seconds. Everything's still moving. And then your right arm goes on the diagonal. Your left leg bends and your left leg arm reaches back and you push it out of your shoulder. Nice and active. Wherever you're feeling that stretch, you're focusing your breath like it's a laser. Last breath in. And then your right arm goes out to the side, your left leg stays bent, and you push over. So just feeling a little bit of heat generating, hopefully. Last breath in. And relax back to the center. Only for a second. Just to shake out your hips a little bit, just to keep everything loose. Go onto your toes. Put your arms beside yourself. Now you can either go back to child's pose to get back to where we're going, or you can lift up your knees off the ground and you can slowly push all the way up to plank. And we're just going to sit in plank for 2 seconds, get ourselves sorted. Push our shoulder blades apart, tucking our tailbone, keeping our hips and our shoulders a similar height. And this pushing away sort of actively. Everything's a little sort of flexed here, but still should be feeling pretty good. Now that we've got our self-centered, let's go back to downward dog, which we all know and love. And just pedal at our feet for just a second to get everything sorted. And then we're just going to do a sort of wave through our body once we get settled into downward dog. So a straight line from your wrists up to your shoulders, up to your hips. That's the most important part. Straighten your legs to wherever they can feel comfortably straightened. Get yourself equalized here for 2 seconds. And then we're going to breathe in into plank. We're going to drop ourselves into upward dog, which is about staying on our toes. And then we're going to go forward to a sort of push up and then back at the plank and then back to downward dog. So if you're ready, we go inhale and move forward to plank. Keep going through to upward dog, forward to a push up, up to plank, and then to downward dog again. Just do that 3 more times. So get a sort of wave going through your body, a wave of energy. Ready? Plank, up, push up, downward dog. Upward dog, push up, plank, downward dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Plank, upward dog, push up, plank, downward dog. Last time. Plank, upward dog, push up, plank, downward dog. So I don't know about you, that gets me a little bit moving. Now we'll go to 3-legged dog and we'll open up our hips just to stretch ourselves out, and then we'll do a little bit more movement. So once you're nice and stable, right leg to the air for 3-legged dog. Let your hip fall open just to stretch out that. Now straight to 3-legged dog, and then move your knee to your wrist, your other wrist, and then back to 3-legged dog. Wrist, wrist, 3-legged dog. Wrist, wrist, 3-legged dog. Last one. Wrist, wrist, 3-legged dog. And then out to lizard lunge with that right foot. Relax here for a second. Let's just get some equilibrium going here. Let your leg fall open a little bit. You can go down lower if you want, whatever feels good stretching wise here, before we get a little bit more movement going. So up on your hands and put your arm back. We straighten our legs on an inhale, and exhale, move forward. So inhale, our arm goes back, our legs straighten. Exhale, they go forward. It's 2 more times. Last one. Back into lizard lunge. We're going to move our back left foot forward, and we're just going to do a seated twist. Take a second if you're out of breath a little bit, maybe you're not. Left arm to the air, hook your tricep onto your leg, and just breathe and relax into this. Take a break. We're keeping our spine twisting. Slow your breath a little bit. Last breath in, and then relax, plant, and back to lizard lunge. Then to lizard lunge, we'll go back to plank. Just again, relax here. Downward dog, plank, upward dog, push up, plank, downward dog. One last time. Plank, upward dog, push up, plank, downward dog. So same again on the other side now. You're going to go 3-legged dog. Open up her hip. We're just stretching it. Now 3-legged dog. And then wrist, wrist. 3-legged dog. Wrist, wrist. 3-legged dog. Wrist, wrist. 3-legged dog. Last one. Wrist, wrist. 3-legged dog. And then out to lizard lunge again for a little relax. Okay, this time we're inhale, our left arm goes back, our right leg, left leg straight. Exhale forward. Last one. Back to lizard lunge. Then your right leg comes forward for a seated twist. Right arm to the air. We'll try to slow our breath down a little bit here. Last breath in. And then forward into lizard lunge again. And back to plank. Back to downward dog. And we'll wave through again twice more. Plank, upward dog, push up, plank, downward dog. One more time. Now let's walk up to the front of the mat and let's just grab onto our elbows. A little swing back and forth. Our arms behind our head. Moving. Your arms fall down to forward fold. Raise up to a halfway lift. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And then down to a squat. Again, for a rest for a moment. Maybe interlace your hands the way that feels weird. Just do a little roll at your wrists. Both ways. Put your hands interlaced the other way. And keep on rolling, sort of figure eights. Your back as straight as you can. Nice and stable. Now we'll go back onto the mat into a reverse tabletop. Hands facing the same direction, your feet facing the same direction. And we're going to push up out of that, your head to wherever you'd like it to be. And let's just move back and forth a little bit here. Moving with our breath again. Everything's engaged. Our core is engaged. Our butt is engaged. That keeps it raised. Just swaying with your breath, like the wind's blowing you around. And then settle. And we're going to settle our butt down by our heels. Keep your hands where they are. And again with our breath, moving up to get some sun on our face and our chest, and then sink back down as far as you can. So inhale, exhale, sink down. Inhale, exhale, sink down. Keep focusing on where you're stretching with your breath. One last time. Once more. Sink all the way down. Arms go forward all the way. And we're back. And one last before we go and relax here entirely. Put your hands by your feet and we'll push up to bridge. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Interlace your hands underneath and push up. And we're just going to hold here for a little bit. Get our pelvic floor activated. And just do this with focus. Don't scrunch your chin up to your chest. Everything's activated though. Like you're pushing up as high as you can to the sky. That still feels comfortable. One breath in. That's the last one. Go up on your toes. Hands over your head. And then as slow as humanly possible, half a vertebrae at a time, coming down onto the mat. Slow, slow. Still not down yet. Okay, now you can wash your windshield blade, your knees. Put your hand on your heart and your stomach once again. You can just lie here. Hopefully that's got some energy going for you. We'll see you in the next one. Always talk to your healthcare professional before starting a new regime. If you experience pain, discomfort, or dizziness, slow down or stop. These videos will become easier each day, but if it doesn't feel right today, go slower or move to another video. Listen to your body.